Okay, welcome to the Yoga Teacher Experiment. My name is Ryan Rockwell, where for 30 days I live at an ashram and truly try to heal my life through the power of yoga. I give up certain addictions and embrace truly almost a daily meditation and asana practice just to see what happens. Now, I'm not trying to be anyone's teacher through this. I'm not trying to be anyone's guru. This is simply about embracing the power of yoga to see how it changes my life. With that said, enjoy the experiment. All right. So, update. I spoke to Mukta today. If you remember, Mukta was the beautiful Kundalini yoga teacher who, I really connected with during the workshop that she taught over the weekend. And yeah, she's invited me to come to New Mexico. And so we talked. We talked more about what it was like there at the ashram. It's a little bit different experience, than the Satchitananda ashram here at Yogaville. Their sadhana really is in the morning. It starts at 3:40 a.m. and goes to about 6:30. I have never been someone who gets up early. Just not. I mean, people can change. Maybe I can change. I know I can change, but just never been my yay, let's get up in the middle of the morning and just seize the day. Yay! There's that. So I'm trying to, sit with this and figure out what it is that I want. And Yogaville, they've asked me to be on their podcast. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about, but I'm sure some interesting shit will come up. Maybe talk about this experiment, talk about just what's gone down.
So welcome to Integral Yoga Podcast. Today I'm joined by Ryan Rockwell, who's the founder of Grow Yoga Biz, and also worked as the online marketing manager for Yoga Journal for some time. Ryan, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, of course, excited.
So I'd like to start with this question. What matters to you?
Authenticity and feeling like I'm doing the right thing. It's often why when I feel like I'm aligned with my personal practice, when I feel really authentic, that I'm really honoring what it is that I want for my life. So yeah, authenticity. I don't want to feel like I'm feeding people BS.
Are there any strategies that you've found helpful for you to get out of the social programming and find that more truer, authentic self?
Yeah, meditation, just the asana practices as well. The way I describe it is that meditation for me, because I have a tendency to be very reactionary, and it's not good, especially when you're running a company with a bunch of people working for you. You want to be able to take a step back. So what meditation does for me, it's that it gives me that half second that I'm thinking about what I'm going to say first before I just blurt it out. And so that half second is a lifesaver for me, because I need that half second to literally sit with what am I about to say and what intention and energy am I about to put out there. So yeah, I need that half second that meditation affords me. I used to have really bad anxiety and depression at times. The anxiety was always constant. I was very bad social anxiety. It was so bad at one point that I would be driving to the grocery store. I'd be 15 minutes away and I'd be thinking what I was going to say to the cashier. It was that bad. Wow. So anything that gave me a break from that suffering, which yoga did, I grabbed hold of. Yoga saved my life. It did. It absolutely did. I would not be here in the seat right now talking to you if I had not found yoga. I would have checked out a long time ago. Absolutely.
I'm just curious your feelings on men in yoga and just the state of yoga right now. Like, do you feel like you have a finger on the pulse of, how much it's growing and
Yeah, I mean, for me, a lot of this has to do with like how many conversations are being started around yoga and men being involved in that conversation. That's where I kind of gauge the popular. Yeah, you could look up keywords and you could look up how much things are being searched and stuff like that, and you could try to find a yoga journal study of how many men are actually coming to class. But for me, there is this energy around the world of men allowing their feminine voices to rise. Like, and then there's pain for the ones that don't. There is such a yearning to honor the divine feminine across this world. And the thing is that is what hurt me for the longest time. Growing up in a military family and testosterone, and I'm the man, I'm the leader, I'm the alpha. Yet we don't want to talk about our feelings. We don't want to talk about hurt and pain. We don't want to talk about death and how that makes us feel. And the thing is that is what I felt like was silenced as a child and as an adolescent. And it was yearning to come out of me. And then, and when it did, it went all the way in the other direction. And then I had to slowly bring it back to some middle ground.
And is the outcome of that loneliness when you share that experience of being younger and kind of this pressure to be an alpha? And I felt that in my life a tremendous amount. And just as the meaning of life being competing against other people. How do I stack up against other people? Like that's everything. It's just human beings being in competition with each other.
Yeah.
And isn't that such a lonely place to be?
Oh God, it's like we're walking around and then we're like trying to figure out, all right, I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that one. Oh, they're smarter. Okay, they're a little bit above me. Okay, I'm better than this person. And it's like this jockeying, like, am I better or worse? Am I better or worse? And like basically trying to protect yourself if you're worse. Like, or it's just like, it's like we're walking around kind of like, the seagulls in Finding Nemo, where they like land on the light poles and they're like, mine, 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 mine. Well, it's like we're walking around going, me, 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 me. And it's freaking exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting because it's almost, I think, maybe an addiction behavior. Because it's like, when can I get the next hit of winning the game, of feeling superior? Okay, and it's never ending, right? So at some point, maybe you catch on to that game and you say, I don't want to play that game anymore.
I played it for a long time. I'm still playing it to many, many levels. I mean, absolutely. There is many things in life that I do, and I talked about this earlier, that I feel like I should be doing. In a lot of ways, because I was such a screw up, like to people around me, whether in high school and also college, like I just was totally always getting into just trouble, doing stupid things. And so people look down on me, and I feel like in a lot of ways, me doing what I do is to be like, see, I'm good now. I'm good. And a lot of that is to my family. Like, see, guys, I'm good. I'm a good person. Like, I can do this. I can do good things. See, I'm smart. And I just, I got to let go what people think. I mean, it's just not going to serve me. And it's fleeting. So what if they approve of you today? They're not going to necessarily approve of you tomorrow. And then it's just that up and down battle. And I just, I got to let go what people think. I mean, it's just not going to serve me. And it's fleeting. So what if they approve of you today? They're not going to necessarily approve of you tomorrow. And then it's just that up and down battle.
And perhaps that's what yoga really is about, is letting all of that go, how we're seen by other people, and then stepping into this acceptance of the self, which is total liberation and freedom and actually what we want. Okay, this is how I am. I was made this way. And then perhaps it even becomes a duty, as you're talking about, to share with other teachers. Like, you also have a right to be here and to be who you are. And is there anything more important than that? Is more of us stepping into that place of freedom?
No one is going to crown you and say, hey, now you're good. Now you're good. Crown yourself. Step into your power and crown yourself. And that, again, it's scary. It is absolutely scary. That's one of the things that I find for yoga teachers. It is scary to share your story, share your truth, be vulnerable. But is there any other way to live? Because if not, then you're living in fear.
Final question I'd like to ask. What's one way that you would like to improve personally?
Continue my personal practice. Because discipline has been a consistent subject in my life. I've actually, it's one of those things where like people know there's something good for them. Why don't they do it? And I've become fascinated by that. I've really become fascinated by that.
Ryan, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's close with the sound of Om.
Okay. Yeah, last night I went to Satsang, which was really nice. Jay Utah was doing kirtan, and it was beautiful. It was a really beautiful event. Just felt very grounded. Kind of reminded me why I'm doing this. And I just, I guess I felt like there was going to be all these like spiritual awakenings that were going to happen during this time by doing all the meditations and diving back into my asana practice and being at this picturesque place, at the ashram. I've had some, definitely some aha moments, and I'm grateful for this experience. It's just, I think sometimes when it comes to yoga, we kind of build up these spiritual experiences in our minds and maybe have expectations, whether we're meeting with a prominent teacher and we think we're going to have this amazing, amazing experience, or it's just visiting somewhere special and expecting something to happen while you're there. And I think that's what happened with this this experiment so far. And basically 2 weeks into it, I'm just realizing that I just need to experience it, not try to control the experience, and just let go of my expectations. But anyways, the point is that there was a lot that happened when I was in college, and I don't feel like I ever really kind of healed from that experience. So I was like, you know what? Let's go there. We're 2 hours away. Why not? And before I knew it, I was getting in trouble with the law, drinking and all that kind of good stuff. And my situation just went from bad to worse. Wasn't telling my parents that I was in trouble with the law. In fact, I was in trouble with the law and they were looking for me, and I was moving locations to try to like avoid from them actually finding me. And after about 3 months, I'm in this biology class, and it was just a really big like auditorium, or just where 4 biology classes come together for lecture. Probably 250 students. Cop comes walking in to talk to the professor, like on the stage. And the professor's like, Mr. Rockwell, can you meet the officer out in the hallway? And I was absolutely embarrassed.